So I wanted to talk about my homemade little queen cell transporter. Um, these will not be hanging out. I finally got the charging port adapter in from the mail, so I need to actually go ahead and install that. It'll be coming in from the side. I will have a whole bunch of different holes in here. You got a thermostat in the middle and controllers in here. So I will fast forward this or do a time lapse whenever I look and see how long it takes to heat up. But once it heats up, our target rate is 93 degrees. So I'm gonna plug it in. And as I said, it will take a few minutes. It's 80 degrees right now. And real time, it is 8:49, 38 degrees outside. Let's see how long it takes to actually build up to 93 degrees. I'm assuming 5-6 minutes. But once it's there, it may overshoot by like a degree, maybe a degree and a half, and then come back down and just stay around 92, 93 degrees. So I would keep this as still as possible for a little time lapse. All right, so it has taken a little longer than expected. It's been 15 minutes, which is still fine for me. The thing is about it, I have heating pads in here that if I let them turn on at 100%, it will overshoot the set point by like 6-7 degrees, and that's going to be too hot to, to be there for the queen cells. And then by the time it drops, but it warms down, it drops quickly and then has to overshoot again. So this, I have a thing in there to manage the current coming through, so it's a slow rise. So when it gets a set point, it just overshoots barely and just goes underneath it and kind of stays right at the sweet spot. So as I said, it has been 16 minutes now. If you're gonna go transport some queen cells, actually, plug it in before you take off or on the drive to go pick them up. Let it warm up, get to temperature, so when you're ready for the bees or the queen cells, you're able to open it up, throw them in there. This, I just have a foam section to here. I'll open it up here in a little bit. I just don't want any of the heat to come out to take any longer. But I'm gonna use this to pick up some queen cells about 4 hours away in April. It's actually fairly cheap to build one yourself if you know a little bit of electrical stuff. I spent probably around, for one setup, probably about 60 bucks. Let me see, 12 for the 12 box, 15 for this, 15 for the buck booster. That's 30, 47, and another 10, 57, and then 5 for the plug-in, 57, actually like 7 for the plug-in. So about $65, not including the wiring or anything like that, or time to put it together. Also the foam, somebody was throwing some foam away, so I was able to cut it and use that. So that was free to me as well. So being as resourceful as possible. I know this video is kind of going to get long, but it has been 17 minutes. We're at 92 degrees, which is great for the queen cells, in a little sweet spot. It will overshoot to about 94, maybe 94.3, which we could always come in here, set the set point lower so it doesn't go as high. But then when it does drop to about 91. So I figured 91 to 94 isn't too bad for queen cells. Usually when you're purchasing queen cells, they're already like day 10, at least 9, 10. So they're pretty hardy. Going to 94 degrees should not be bad at all. So I may fast forward this a little bit with the editor, but let's see how it rolls. You see right here, 92 degrees on. What did you suggest? This is not the finished product. It will look a lot prettier and be more organized, but here we are at 92.9. It's been 19 minutes, so at least 20 minutes beforehand, go ahead and plug it in. And you can see the heat is on right now. Once it hits 93, it will shut off the heating pads, but they still will carry a little bit of warmth with them, so it will overshoot just a little bit. And now the heating pad's turned off, but you will see it overshoot just a little bit and then slowly work back down. So this, I did lower the setting earlier before I turned it on. That's why it did take longer, but it only went up to 93.3 and it's starting to come down. So now I'm just gonna have a little recording. It did not overshoot like I thought it was going to. The other day I did have to mess with this for several hours, just let it run several cycles to find the sweet spot of how much current to let go through to the actual heating pads. And right now we're at 93. Now the heaters won't turn on until 92.0. That's the closest you could have is 1 degree. So when it hits 92.0, the heating pads will start warming up again. So it will drop down to maybe 91. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it at this setting yet. But 93.3, that was perfect. If I do have to bring it up so it don't drop down to 91 or whatever it is, I could make that change. But you see it is dropping down, 92.4. It is 38 degrees outside. So this would be perfect transportation. Maybe you're having an early spring cold day or cold morning. You need to go pick up some queen cells. You're able to insert them into here when this is warm and never skip a beat. So at 92.0, you'll see the light turn on the bottom left, and that means the heating pads will start heating up. I don't know how long it'll take to get warm again since I did lower the setting. Let's see how low it drops down to. I know this video will be a few minutes just staring at a little toolbox, but I want y'all to see the operation of it overshooting just a few tenths of a degree and coming down a couple degrees below, but it's still in the good range, that allowable range. So you can see it starting to raise back up again, so the heaters are working. Maybe take a couple minutes to get back up to 93. So that means it probably sat at 90.8, 2 minutes maybe, and then it'll be slowly back into 93, which is great. I think that's allowable for queen cells. So once I finish the product, make this look pretty, make the wiring inside look pretty, and actually cut all the holes for the queen cells, I will actually show a better video of the operation, probably add some of this video inside of it, and then see if anybody wants one. You can see we're at 91.1. We'll start shooting back up to 93 again. So we're at 91.2. It is 9:17. I don't know how close to the minute it is, but I just wanted to say, to shut off the video, see how long it takes to get back up to 93 degrees again. Which we're at 91.3, 9:18 right there. Let's see how long it takes to get up to the 2 degrees. Alrighty, so it has taken almost 4 minutes to get back up to temp from the 90 degrees, 91 degrees, which is fine. It just turned to 9:22, so right at 4 minutes. And that's a good range. 4 minutes to sit between 91 and 93 and mainly be 92 degrees in between. That is not bad. So I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna make one for my buddy in Georgia and possibly see if anybody else wants one. Of course, I am gonna cut a lot more cell holes for this and put the thermostat in there, or the actual probe, temp probe, where it's not just dragging over the top. But this is just me playing around while I'm at work, so thought y'all would like to see something like that. Instead of the other brands, they are some for $250 up to $400. This is a cheap way to do it.